Hashtag 50 quick questions. This is a VR to Simon from Hermit's Cave. And the second group of videos, look, let's start with the fact that I'm feeling a little bit like, oh my goodness, that's my dog. She's feeling a little bit like, what? Okay, focus, Grace. I'm far behind in my YouTube watching. So, starting to catch up, I watched as many as I could cram in of the Autumn Decks videos. And then I watched the hashtag 50 quick questions via video response. I watched Simon's, and like he started it, and then I watched the video responses. So here's mine. And this is fun because it's not just tarot and oracle. It's just they're really cute questions, and you get to know people that you're watching from these cute questions. So here goes. The questions are in the description box below. Yes, I will do that. I will try to remember, because it's helpful. If you watch my video and you want to do it, then you can just copy and paste it onto a sheet of paper, or do whatever it is that you do so well. Okay, hands doing. Stop it. Number 1. Have you ever changed your clothes while in a vehicle? Yes. I'm a healthcare professional. Mostly when I was younger. Now that I'm older, it's like, well, I have different kinds of jobs and stuff like that. But when I was younger, working at the hospital in, you know, nurse's uniform, this is like late 80s, early 90s, where it was a nurse's uniform, unmistakably, not like today where we could go to work wearing what appears to be pajamas, loungewear. Not judging, right? But anyway, yeah. It's Friday night, and I'm going to meet my friends, and I just worked an evening shift. I'm off at 11 or something like that. Yeah, I am changing in my car. I'm driving to the destination and changing in my car, and then just finishing up in the bathroom. Absolutely. All right. What do you want to do before you die? A lot of things. But if I, you know, like, what do I want to do before I die? So I read these questions before recording this video, and I thought that one was, like, easy. One of them would be, like, if in terms of travel, like, what would I like to see before I die, is the United Kingdom. Hands down. I've been to Europe. I've been to Italy. I've been to what used to be Yugoslavia. I've been to Belgium. Actually, I lived in Belgium when I was little for a little while. That's why I originally learned to speak French. I've been to France. I have not been to, of course I've been to Italy, but I have not been to the United Kingdom, and I would love to see the United Kingdom. And top of the list is Scotland before I die, for sure. Are you single? No. I am married. What's one thing you will not eat? Okay, I'll eat anything, but I will not eat shrimp because I'm allergic, like anaphylactic allergic. I carry an EpiPen. If a shrimp looks at me, I break out in hives. If someone is sitting beside me eating shrimp, my throat starts to close up. So, what color is your underwear? White. When is the last time you went out of, I'll say Canada, here it says England, but when was the last time you went out of Canada? And, oh my gosh, I want to say, I cross-border shop regularly, at least a couple of times a year. We drop down to Washington State. I'm in British Columbia to do some cross-border shopping, and nothing really exciting because it's a small town that we go to. Literally, it's American Dollar Tree because we have Dollar Tree in Canada, but American Dollar Tree is just a little different, a little better. And Walmart and thrift stores and stuff like that. So I think the last time I was in Washington State would be, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. My best guess. It was the last time I was outside of Canada. Who was your last received call? Oh, let's check. Who was my last received call? My husband. Have you ever drunk milk straight out of the carton? No, that's disgusting. Not judging you, but I'm a nurse. I'm judging you. You know what I'm saying? No, it's unhygienic. Don't do. Do not do. And I don't drink milk, but cream is kind of the same. I use cream in my coffee, and not from the bottle. What was your last holiday? So that would be vacation for those of us in North America. My last vacation, I don't know, month of unemployment. I was unemployed for a month this summer. So I guess my last vacation going somewhere. Last year we drove cross country in the United States and back. So we dropped down to the United States, drove all the way to New England, and then we came back. We dropped further south and then came back. So that was last vacation. It was lots of fun. It was 3 intense weeks of driving, because it just takes a week or so, a week to get across country both ways, right? So it's like really quick stops everywhere. I would do it again in a heartbeat with more time, but I had to get back, so for work. Can you hula hoop? I used to be able to hula hoop. I don't know if this current physique can hula hoop, but I used to as a kid. Have you ever crawled through a window? No. Ever skinny dipped? No. Have you sang karaoke? I'm pretty sure I have. I have vague recollection of a karaoke bar when I was in my early 20s, and there was alcohol involved. I'm sure there was karaoke singing. Was today better than yesterday? Yes, and yesterday was better than the day before. Absolutely. Today's better than yesterday. Today's my day off. Is anybody getting on your nerves? Not at the moment. Do you talk to yourself? Constantly. Constantly. I am constantly talking to myself and answering myself. I have very interesting, very interesting, in-depth conversations with myself. Would you kiss the last person you kissed again? Yes. How many languages can you speak? Okay, I speak fluent English. That's questionable. I speak fluent English, French, Italian. I speak 2 different dialects of French, or 3. We'll say 2 for now. I speak Italian, and I speak 5 different dialects of Italian, which are pretty distinct from each other. I also speak like a functional Spanish, like for my job, like if I had to ask someone if they had pain and if they needed medication for it, like, or where does it hurt and how can I help you and all that stuff. Some conversational Greek from a past relationship way back in the past. And that's what I can remember right now. Oh, yeah, and in the long-term storage, Yiddish. All right. And that was from a previous life working at the Jewish General Hospital. Still, Jewish General Hospital, still in Montreal. My favorite job of my entire life of all time. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you worked with me there and you're whatever, I love you. And best time. Best job, favorite job of all time. Hands down. Okay, sorry, I'm going off track. Ever waxed your eyebrows? No. I don't have enough eyebrows to wax. If, you know, so no. Earrings or necklace? Like preference, which one? Well, earrings, always. Necklace is, well, you know, I won't wear a necklace to work, but I'll wear earrings. So earrings are always on. What's the last gift you received? It's my previous video where my hubby went to the bookstore and bought me stuff. Two Oracle decks, the Raven's Wand, the Halloween Oracle, Psycho Magic by Alejandro Jodorowsky, some incense, and my friend Klaus, that's his nickname. I'm not going to say his real name because, you know, I didn't ask permission. My husband was away for business, and he met up with our mutual friend Klaus, and he got me a concert shirt, The Cure. Beautiful, soft, ginormous, beautiful. So if you're watching, Klaus, thank you. I love it. Are you mad at anybody? No. Ever received detention? Oh, and how? Okay, so grade school. I think I spent every day of grade school in detention. There was always something. It was either always talking in class, didn't have my homework done. I struggled in grade school. It was really bizarre to be on the honor roll and yet to be in detention all the time. Like on the honor roll for grades, but to spend all my time in detention because I was either chit-chatting in class or not doing my homework. Oh, and I need to take this opportunity because I probably will never have the opportunity to tell this story in context. Detention in the 1970s at the grade school that I attended in Montreal was outrageously unacceptable. Like by today's standards, these people would be put in jail. All right? To have a 9-year-old child on their knees holding bricks, no. That was detention. That was a detention I literally attended. And it was, and you know, and this is grade 4. You know what I mean? Like we're children. And I'd be sharing this detention with, you know, boys that were what, roughhousing in the freaking at recess, or didn't do their homework or whatever. No, that was outrageous. That was beyond inappropriate. And shame on the teachers, shame on the school, shame on the principal, and shame on the parental units who I reported this to and did not do anything about it. All right, end of rant. I'm sorry. You opened up an old wound with this question, Simon. It's okay. I'll do a little pathworking with it, you know, about it later. It's a little self-help. It's not self-help. Self-love September. Okay. Ever cried listening to music? Okay. Yes. I have 2 examples that are really like not alike at all. When my father died, I didn't cry until the funeral. And in the church, you know, the casket was closed. It was after the viewing and everything. And I need to look up what the piece of music is. And then one of my favorite pieces of classical music came on as the casket. My dad's casket was being, like, you know, rolled down the aisle of the church after the service. And I think, I'm trying to remember I'm sorry, I really should have looked this up. I thought I was, for me it was top of mind. I can hear the tune in my head. I think it's Adagio in B minor. Yes, Adagio, B minor by Albinoni. And so the casket's rolling by me. I have not cried yet. And Adagio in B minor by Albinoni comes on in the church. And I feel this pressure building in my body. And I finally just broke down and ugly cried. And my family is quite stoic. We're not the, oh, sweetie pie. That's my dog. My family is quite stoic. I was raised in, don't cry or whatever and all that kind of stuff. But at that moment, Adagio in B minor by Albinoni came on, and the music moved me. The moment I was just ripe for that, outburst of grief. And then there's another song that will always make me cry. I can't sing it because I start crying. And when I hear it, I cry. And when I see the clip from the movie that it's from, I cry. And it's Rainbow Connection, sung by Kermit the Frog, Jim Henson, as Kermit the Frog. And that song always moves me and makes me cry. So there's two. I could do a whole video just on songs that make me cry. See, I'm gonna start crying now. All right, that's enough. Next. Do you use smiley faces on the computer a lot? On the computer, on my phone. I'm all about the emojis. What are you doing tonight? Oh, it's Friday night. And when my husband comes home, I'm going to make a couple of dirty martinis, which we're into the classic cocktails. I'm going to make a couple of dirty martinis, and we're going to sit in our sunroom and just relax. I'm looking forward to it. What time is it? It is 11:20 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, where I am. Are you loud? No, I'm not loud. Which is surprising because, well, not surprising, you know what I mean? Like the stereotype is like, if you're Italian, you're loud, right? It's like, I'm not loud, but I could become very animated and very passionate when I'm speaking. And of course the hands are always moving, right? But I'm not typically loud. It's not that when I'm having a conversation with someone, you can, like, my voice reverberates throughout the house. There's people in my life who I adore that are loud. And Kuma, if you're watching, hey, quiet, she's loud. Kuma, if you're watching, I love you, Kuma. What are you looking forward to? Fall, autumn. Oh, it's already, summer ended here abruptly, which I don't mind. Summer's hot and intense here, and I was like, I lucked out this year. I make it sound like the weather's just for me. But, most of July was, cool and rainy, and then we had like the heat wave that hits. We didn't have any smoke. We weren't covered in a bubble of smoke from wildfires this year, which was, stupendous, amazing, I guess because of all the rain we got in July. And I think it's just last week where summer abruptly ended and we have fall weather, and I'm just loving it. Do you watch Family Guy regularly? I don't watch it regularly, but when it's on, I watch it. I'm really, really enjoying The Orville by the same guy who created Family Guy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I watch Family Guy. Have you ever watched a little kids show? And how? I'm a mom. My kids are, teenagers now, like they're almost adults. Well, but I watch shows with them. I can name a few that I absolutely still love to this day. So we have Bear in the Big Blue House, Sesame Street, absolutely. There's the shows I watched when I was a kid. The Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, also Sesame Street, like the original, OG Sesame Street. But when my kids were little, it was Rubba-Dubbers, Kipper, Bear in the Big Blue House, Big Comfy Couch, oh my gosh, Boobas, Teletubbies. Oh my god, I just love it. I'm trying to remember, there was a show with Miss Hooley. She was like the nursery school teacher. We watched a lot of BBC Kids. I'm in Canada, so we had BBC Kids as part of our cable package. Rubber Dubbers were my favorite. I love Finbar. I have a wind-up Finbar still in my bathroom. Art. Okay. Zodiac sign. Oh no, what does your last inbox text say? So my last inbox text says 4 thumbs up. Zodiac sign. I'm a Leo. I guess that's, well, I'm a Leo. So Leo sun, Virgo rising, and Libra moon. Are you wearing socks? No, I'm wearing my unicorn. Can you see these? My unicorn slippers. Oh my god. My devil slippers, my unicorn slippers. All right. What is your, were you born during the last century? Yes. I was born at the end of the 60s. Well, might as well just, I was born in 1968. And what is your religion? That's a little complicated. What's the matter, pupper? Huh? You want to say hello? Oh. Hang on, I have to let the pupper out. I'll be back. All right, I have to let the pupper out of my home office here, the studio, because, well, you know, there's people, animals outside, and she doesn't approve. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the question was, what is your religion? I was raised Roman Catholic. So if I were to say what is my, you know, so my religion, it's a little complicated. I was raised Roman Catholic. But I'm also a practitioner of magic. And so I practice Italian folk magic. I was raised Roman Catholic. I have a very earth-based spiritual practice. Have a very earth-based spiritual practice. It's not eclectic. It's more. It's very traditional. Italian folk magic is the best way to describe it. I don't go to church, and the church doesn't resonate. Catholicism resonates. Practice in my home the way my ancestors did, except that, you know, a lot of them went to church. It's very complicated. I'm sorry. The whole religion thing is very complicated. Next. What's something you have nightmares about? Okay, so the two I recall top of mind, Simon and Jilly at Little Zen Crone, both mentioned the telephone nightmare. And oh, I wanted to jump through the screen when they both mentioned it, because I have the same recurring, and I don't even call it a nightmare. It's more the frustration of being in a situation in my dream, the phone is there and I can't dial the number. So years ago I did some research on this, and I wish I didn't have time to look through my files and everything, but I did some research on the whole telephone in a dream thing, and it was quite extensive research, and I'm pretty sure that I found this in both psychology texts as well as metaphysical texts. And the thing with people who are psychic, or people, okay, first of all, we're all, never mind, people who practice mediumship, okay? We are all mediums. We all have the ability, whether it's an innate natural talent, or we can learn how to communicate with spirits, whether they be our dearly departed loved ones, our guardian angels, what have you. So I'm putting this out there. For me, this is granted. It's given. So here's the interesting thing about the phone call the telephone nightmare. For those of you who are, I didn't describe it, I'll describe the telephone nightmare. You're in a situation, in a dream, and you need to contact someone via phone. There is the phone in your dream. You pick up the phone, you either dial a rotary dial, depending how old you are, or press buttons, or, you know, if it's a cell phone in your dream, you hit speed dial, and nothing. The line is dead. And it's usually in a dream where you're feeling vulnerable, you need to get in touch with someone. The line is dead. And this is this is the information that I found on it. And again, I wish I knew where I filed that away, because I would want to share with you the sources. So, because some of it is research and some of it is my own research. In a dream, if you are, so that's how let me explain. I can tell whether I'm having a dream or on the astral communicating with spirits, my family, or whatever that's passed on, ancestors, what have you, other people that are living and are on the astral and we're communicating, all right? I could tell the difference between a dream and a premonition or an actual spirit contact experience by whether or not I can complete a phone call. If you are dreaming, you cannot complete the phone call. Doesn't matter how many times you dial that number, the line is always dead. If in your dream you are actually speaking on the phone with someone, I'm willing to bet you dollars to donuts you are on the phone with someone who's dead. All right? I'm pretty sure, or a complete stranger, like someone you don't know in life. I challenge you to write a comment below if you've had a dream where you can actually complete a phone call, or a phone rings, you answer it, and there is someone on the other end. And look, you could tell my age by how I pretend to be holding a phone, right? I challenge you to write in the comments below that if you've had a dream where the phone rang and you answered it, or you were able to complete a call, that the person you were talking to or was talking to you, which is usually the case, is alive and you know them in life. Because I've been researching and I've been monitoring these kind of dreams for 28 years since they started, and never, if it's a dream, you cannot complete a phone call. If it is spirit contact, if you're having a psychic experience where you are communicating with spirits, your dearly departed. For instance, when I dreamt of my dad who's passed away, we made a date on the phone to meet somewhere, and we met briefly, and then it was gone, and then I woke up. So yeah, I hope I made sense. But the whole phone thing has to do with, if it's a dream, the psychology texts and studies that I located stated that in a dream state we cannot complete a phone call because the brain doesn't know how to do that. It doesn't know how to, it doesn't know, it just doesn't know how to do that. All right. I went on a long time about that, but I got really excited when both Jilly and Simon brought up the phone. Have you ever been on a roller coaster? No. I went on a ride that was similar, and it made me so sick I have not been on a ride since. Do you care what others think? Do you care what others think about you? I gave this a little thought. The part of me, there's two. Do I care what others think about me? I care what people, I care about the people I love, what they think of me. I care about what my family thinks of me. And I mean my immediate family, my husband, my children. Everybody else, I don't give a fuck. Because, in the paraphrased words of Don Miguel, what other people think about me is none of my business. What it is what other people think about me is more about them. It's not even more about them. It's all about them and not at all about me. What do you do all the time in a car? So it's very interesting. I used to listen to audiobooks driving in my car. And then I had a job earlier this year where I was commuting 2 hours a day. So it was 1 hour to get there, 1 hour to come back. And it's not like a highway kind of commute. It's a mountain highway kind of commute, right? So it's mountain on the right side and lake view on the left, depending which way I'm headed, right? If I'm going home or if I'm going to work or coming home, and mountains in the distance, and so it's a beautiful view. And for that drive, I started driving in silence. It was I guess it was mindful driving. I don't know. It's for me, it was meditation. I'd arrive wherever I'd arrive to work, calm and ready for the day, and I'd go home calm and decompressed. So that's a new thing. I drive in silence. No music, nothing, just silence. Me and my thoughts and the view. Do you trust people easily? I had to think about this one. I wouldn't say I'm trusting, but I do give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry, I have to pause this again because my dog is, a little out of control. I'll be right back. I don't know what she was barking at, but sorry about it. Well, for you, it's not like you have to wait because I paused the video, but I'm back. Do you trust people easily? At first I wanted to say, no, I don't. They have to earn it and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, I have a hard time with people who don't do the right thing. So I guess I do trust easily, and then when people lose my trust, it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, why don't you do the right thing? So, do I trust people easily? Depends the context. In a professional context, when I'm at work, well, the nature of my work is that we are all held by a code of ethics and professional standards and stuff like that. So yes, in a work environment, I easily trust a complete stranger that I'm working with because of code of ethics and professional standards and all that stuff. But on a social level, I don't think I'm as trusting. I'm not as easily trusting, is what I'm trying to say. I probably, who knows, didn't say anything because I contradicted myself, but here we go. Next. Do you watch football? I'm guessing by this question, Simon means football as in soccer. Yes. Specifically, World Cup season. Whenever it's the world, every 4 years when it's World Cup, then I'll watch football. And my dad was a huge fanatic, football fanatic. My dad's team was Juventus, and he had to take Ativan. Like later in life, before he passed, like shortly before he passed away. Now, poor guy, he did have a brain tumor as well, but he had to take Ativan before he could watch a Juventus game. I'll watch World Cup. I'll root for Italy if they're playing Germany, because my husband's family hails from Germany. And I'll if Italy, like last time, weren't there, I'll root for Croatia, because my mom was born in that area that is now Croatia, and I do watch World Cup. Where was the last place you went shopping? I guess it would be Reflections, like by proxy, Reflections Books in Coquitlam, BC. In a previous video that I recorded today, I mentioned how my husband was on a business trip, and he went into the store and took pictures of all the shelves and the displays and everything with the owner's permission, and I shopped from home. Physically though, shopping, it was either the supermarket, I know it's glamorous, it was either the supermarket or, yeah, it was supermarket, because it was thrift store supermarket. All right. Last bar you went to. Oh, do you watch the Olympics? No. What? I think I got. Okay. Where was the last place you went shopping? Then it says favorite football team. I only watched the World Cup. So I don't really follow football otherwise. And again, this is soccer that I'm talking about. I don't watch North American football. Don't care. Don't shoot me. Hockey. I'm a Boston Bruins fan. All right, go Bruins. So there it is. Do you watch the Olympics? No, but I grew up in Montreal, and I attended the 1976 Summer Olympics that were held in Montreal, and I was fortunate enough, just by fluke, that's 1976, people. I was like 7 years old, almost 8. It was the Summer Olympics, and I was lucky to be in the stadium for gymnastics, and I saw live Nadia Comaneci get a perfect 10. So, yeah. So it's been all downhill from there. It's like after that experience, I have no interest in watching the Olympics on TV. Last bar you went to? Huh. Bar. Okay, so we went to a pub, and that was just a couple weeks ago. And hi, Janet. So yeah, we went to a bar a couple weeks ago. It's in my city here. It's Brown's Social Club. It's I think it's a chain. Do you have a favorite number? Number 13 and number 8. Are you multitasking right now? No. I'm typically multitasking. So typically I would be cooking at the same time I'm recording a video, and then I'm doing work on the other side of my desk. But right now I'm actually just doing one thing, and that's recording this video. Okay, and drinking coffee from my Cookie Monster mug. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yes, I do believe in love at first sight. My experience with love at first sight, though, was my husband, and it wasn't so much as love at first sight. It was knowing at first sight that there was something important happening when I met him. But yes, I do believe in love at first sight. Do you believe in karma? I believe in karma in the true definition of karma, where I think it was in a book by Deepak Chopra that I read, where he describes karma as a soiled piece of cloth that you keep having to go to the river to wash until you wash away the stain on the cloth. So I believe in that sense of karma, that whole where we keep reliving the same patterns and lessons until we learn from them and then we move on. That life is literally spiral learning, where we circle back and have, if we haven't completely learned something, it's like it comes back around again to teach us. How is the weather today? It's weird. I love gloomy weather. Gloomy. I'm talking gray skies, rain. That's my favorite weather. I know, it's bizarre. I'm a Leo. But anyway, today it's kind of overcast. The sun's peeking through, but it's cool, and I'm hoping that it rains. And stupidest thing you ever did with your cell phone. So, knock on wood, I've never destroyed a cell phone accidentally. I've never dropped my cell phone in the toilet. So yeah, I got nothing. So, stupidest thing you ever did with your cell phone? I don't have anything for that one. That was number 50. I had a really fun time with your questions, Simon. I'm going to copy and paste these questions in the description box below this video. I invite you to do this as well. It's a really great way to get to know someone, and it's kind of nice because it wasn't just tarot. It wasn't tarot related. It was just, stuff. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you all a beautiful day. Bye-bye.